Now there are several terminologies which we should learn or which we should know before proceeding up with Mendelism. So talking about the very first terminology is trait. The word trait over here is being used very often, and trait means the characters like the brown colors of the eyes, the texture of the hair, that is whether they are soft or whether they are wavy or whether they are curly. These are the traits. The color of the skin, whether it is bright, whether it is dull, the shape of the nose, whether it is pointed or it is blunt, the size of the eyes, whether they are big or they are small, whether talking about whether the height, whether it is tall or dwarf, and accordingly all these type of the characters, they are mentioned under the name which is known as the trait. So trait means the characters. Second word that is very much oftenly used is monohybrid. So monohybrid, mono means single. So it is a type of a trait in which only a single trait is studied in a cross in a single time. When only a single trait is studied at a time in a single cross, then it is known as a monohybrid cross. Accordingly, dihybrid cross, di means two, di means two. So whenever a cross is conducted in order to study two characters at a time, then it is said to be a dihybrid cross. When a cross is carried out in order to study two crosses at a time, then it is said to be a dihybrid cross. Fourth, polyhybrid. Polyhybrid means many. Poly means many. So whenever a cross is carried out in order to study many traits at a time, a number of the traits at a time. When a cross is carried out in order to study several traits at a time, then it is said to be a polyhybrid cross. Now the word dominant. The word dominant here means that whenever a gene is able to express itself, that is a single trait, whenever there is a pair of contrasting characters, that is whenever we are talking about a pair, supposingly if we are studying height of the plant. So in the progenies, the upcoming progenies, the genes of tallness, they mask over the effect of dwarfness, that is the tall genes, they are able to express themselves in the next coming generation, but the genes of the dwarfness, they are not able to express among the progenies in the upcoming generations. So the progenies that we are going to get ahead, they are all going to be tall. So here the gene responsible for T becomes dominant. T means tallness, becomes dominant. So here dominant means those genes which are able to express themselves, they are said to be dominant. Sixth, recessive. As I said in my previous example, that some of the genes, they are avoided or prevented from expressing themselves in the upcoming generation, like the genes of the dwarfness, they were prohibited or they were suppressed, they were avoided to express themselves in the upcoming generations, and hence they are said to be recessive in nature. Those genes which are not able to express themselves Then the word filial, F1 generation. F1 generation, that is the first filial generation. First filial generation. Okay, then comes another terminology, that is factor, because modern advancement of technology and biology and biotechnology was not known at that time, and even advancement in the field of medical sciences was not very much at that time. Therefore genetics was unknown and the word gene was very much unknown to at that time. But Mendel, he was very sharp and he was very intelligent. He used a particular word for the genes, and that word was factor. So factor, according to Mendel, are the genes that represents several of the traits or several of the factors, that is they regulate several factors to express themselves in the upcoming generations. Then alleles. What are alleles? Alleles are the pairs of the contrasting characters occupying the same loci in the homologous chromosomes. These are the pairs of contrasting characters occupying the same loci in homologous chromosomes. Okay, so this is alleles. So these are all various terminologies which we are going to deal up with while we are going to study this chapter ahead. So now dealing up with Mendel's monohybrid cross. Mendel first conducted a monohybrid cross, that is a cross which is carried out for studying a single trait at a time. So what he did, he took pure tall and pure dwarf plants. He took a pure tall and a pure dwarf plants and he self-crossed, that is selfing was carried out between them for several generations, that is 4 to 5 generations, and as a result he got pure tallness and pure dwarfness set as a characters which can be never contaminated. So when these characters were set up and selfed for several generations, then he made a cross between them. Okay, so this is for tallness, this is for dwarfness, and he selected them as parent plant. One is male, another is female. Okay, one is male, another is female. So first gametes are going to be formed. The gametes that were formed are like this. This is going to give two gametes, that is capital T, capital T. This is also going to give two gametes, that is small t and small t. So there are random chances of mating. So here it is TT, it is TT, again capital T, small t, again capital T, small t. So this is the F1 generation that we have got, first filial generation. According to this, in this generation, all the progenies that we have got are all of tall type. Here, the gene of tallness has prevented the gene of dwarfness to express themselves. That is, they have masked the effect of dwarfness and they were able to express themselves only, and hence they became dominant, and all the progenies of the F1 generation were found to be tall. So here, the genes that are present in every progeny, they are of heterologous form, that is one is of capital T and other is of small t, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. Okay, so again he made a cross between these progenies. Again what we got, two gametes, one is capital T, another is small t from this one. One is capital T, another is small t from this one. So what happens? Capital T, according to the random mating chances, capital T, small t. Again, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. Okay? The dominant genes are always expressed by capital letters. So here we have got a mixture of genotypes. That is, 3 of them, when they were studied morphologically, 3 of them were found to be tall. This is the F2 generation. So 3 of them were found to be tall and 1 was found to be dwarf. So the ratio that we have got over here is 3:1, and this is the phenotypic ratio. So you will ask, what is the phenotypic ratio? Phenotypic ratio is the ratio according to which only genes, according to which we can see the characters from our naked eyes. Then when we studied the genotype of this, it was found to be 1:2:1. This is the genotypic ratio. That is, 1 was found to be pure tall, 2 were found to be impure tall, and 1 was found to be pure dwarf. So the explanation of this will be given in my next video. Thank you.